Hi everyone, I'm Hoodie Angel Brandon here today with another Fire Emblem Heroes summoning session. Today we have the new heroes from Fire Emblem Engage. We are kicking things off with only one of the Allirs. Male Allir just got sent to the Shadow Realm. They just decided he wasn't marketable enough, probably because they gave him a really weird color palette of red and blue hair. Yeah, but they just got rid of Male Allir. He's frankly probably the next new Heroes banner. It's going to be a follow-up with more Engage units, and they just decided to split them so they'd have a lead unit to put on both banners. But it is very funny that he's just completely MIA during Three Houses. Male Byleth was also not on the banner, but he was already confirmed for that month's Mythic banner, so he didn't have to wait that long. But anyway, I was going to skip this, but they made it very enticing, so their bait is working, and I'm pretty interested in pulling here. They gave us extra tickets, which makes going for the Spark a good deal cheaper, and they also introduced the new Arcane Lance, which seems really good for a lot of my units. It has Slaying, Spectrum +5 like the other arcane weapons, and then also gives a guaranteed follow-up attack, prevents foes from making a follow-up attack, and also if either unit moves before they initiate, then it grants special cooldown, so it has like a heavy blade type effect, which is very powerful. It seems perfect for Gale Force especially. I was thinking it would be really good for Ninja Corrin with his Gale Force set. It would also be really good on Seteth, who benefits from the new Flow Near Trace skill, and he can get both of these at the same time. This gives Canto Remainder +1, which normally you don't need all the Canto, so Remain +1 is still really good. And then it also prevents effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks, which is also good for Seteth and for Gale Force in general, because you do want to get those follow-up attacks guaranteed. So just seems perfect for both of them, but then it also seems good for my planned Azura build, because I do want to build Azura as a Gale Force dancer when I eventually get all the copies of her. We're halfway there. And then, funny enough, it also seems like a good weapon for Winter Hilda, giving her some extra stats, especially speed. There aren't a lot of inheritable speed-based lances. And a guaranteed follow-up attack and preventing enemies' follow-up attacks seems pretty good. The slaying effect is always great, and then the blade effect, I was going to give her a breath skill, but it looks like this would free up her seal for something else. So it seems good for even Hilda. Not as good as for her, because it won't trigger if the enemy attacks and her save triggers if the enemy didn't move, because her moving to trigger the save skill doesn't actually count as movement, if I'm understanding correctly. So not quite as good on Hilda, but it does seem good overall. So I like at least one copy, but really like 4. Again, I really wish Rearmed Heroes you could just fodder them twice instead of fodder them once and then keep them, because I don't really care too much about keeping Alfred here. He looks like if Dimitri ran away and joined the circus, and he really has a weird obsession with muscles, which is gross, and I do not like it, so I'm not particularly interested in him, even though he seems like a solid enough unit. His A skill is absolutely nutty. It gives +20 defense and +10 attack, and then +5 speed, you know, just because. He does lose 5 res, but like, who cares with that? Like, you're just going to be a humongous physical wall, which is very strong. Oh, and he also gets to have a guard effect, so that's cool. As if that wasn't already enough raw stats, also has guard. And then he has cross spur attack, which is just kind of okay, not amazing, but, you know, not a bad throw-in either. Then Allir is absolutely stacked. Her weapon is already really good. It has the charge effect, giving her extra movement. It also has a Spectrum +5, and then it also has a speed death penalty on foe based off of the number of units from different games that you have on your team. And it also has damage reduction, so like, oh, on all that's on top of slaying. Very strong pref weapon, but more enticing from her is she is just loaded up with fodder, attack speed ideal 4, speed smoke 4, and the new close call 4. All would be great upgrades for Byleth, so it was really cool of them to go ahead and make an entire game just so that they could add a new character and sell that character with a bunch of skills for Byleth. Isn't that great? But yes, I don't think these skills are necessarily the best combination of skills together, but they are all great throw-ins together and you can grab all of them at once. So I think this is a very solid unit to grab for Byleth. Though if we don't get her here, it wouldn't be the end of the world since she does enter the normal pool. Unlike Alfred, who is really weird that they decided to lead off with a rearmed hero right off the bat. But Alfred is just going to go to the Shadow Realm after this, so he is a bit more high priority. And then finally on green we have Celine. She seems okay, and she adds Canto Control to the standard pool. Very nice pickup, though not my first choice. And then over here we have Chloe, who has Distant Stance, which is pretty nice. And then Pegasus Flight 4. Stop trying to make Pegasus Flight happen, guys. It's just not going to happen. It seems like an improvement, but it still seems like just way too many hoops to jump through for follow-up denial and a bit of a penalty. I just feel like there are better B slots. But she is sharing with Alfred, so you can get her as like a throw-in going for him. Which actually, you know what? That's actually negative. I'd rather have just Alfred only. I know it technically doesn't really affect anything, but I'm going to feel bad if I get 4 of her and no Alfreds. But yeah, even though I really want to save for all the other banners coming up and just get my orbs back up, I really want at least 1 Alfred on hand so that I can give that to Corin or Sedith or save it for Azura. This banner is almost certainly going to get voted on for a rerun, so we can at least spark 2 copies for sure, and then we don't need to come up with 2 extra. But yeah, I think we might just go for the spark, try and get at least 1 Alfred on the way and 1 Alir. I think that would be ideal for us. So, no Alirs right at the start, but we will go ahead and pull all the blues. Honestly, I probably could pull the greens too, but Canto Control would be cool for someone, I'm sure, but I don't have anyone off the top of my head who needs it. So I think it'd be best to just... I know it would save me orbs on the way to Spark, but I also just don't need Celine as much, so I'd rather just focus on those Alfreds. But yeah, I have pre-ordered Engage, and looking forward to that in a few days. The only reason I pre-ordered it, though, was they're doing a promo where you get, like, tarot cards based off of the emblem characters, and one of them is Byleth, and so naturally I just had to go grab that Byleth card. I hope they don't run out before I get the chance to get him. Fire Emblem actually has gotten some good pre-order bonuses. For 3 houses, I got these really cool pins based off of the houses, and that was really cool. I still have those, and I put them in a nice little box to display them. But yeah, I'm not the wildest about a lot of Engage's designs. A lot of them seem like a miss to me personally. But I am looking forward to the combat itself, and maybe some of the characters will surprise me. So far, though, the Forging Bonds has not done a great job of selling me on these characters. We have the girl who likes to eat geckos, and we have the guy that really wants muscles for some reason. Speaking of, here is a Gecko Girl. Not who we were hoping to see here, sadly. But she has plus speed, which is probably pretty good. I might just put Distant Stance on, like, Garen, though. I could use Pegasus Flight, but, like, again, stop trying to make Pegasus Flight happen. So, not a bad, fairly early 5-star, but not who we were hoping to see there. But yeah, Alfred has like a weird obsession with muscles. I'm sure we'll actually see more of why that is in the in Engage itself, but just not a character for me. Muscles freak me out. I'm not a fan. And again, he looks like Circus Dimitri, so I don't know if that's a plus or a negative. I like Dimitri, but Circus Dimitri was not the thing that I was hoping to see, honestly. Not my desired Dimitri alt that I wanted. Oh, another Robin. Robin, very fun, but I don't need more copies of you. And we're not getting a lot of red, sadly, here, which is unfortunate, because I really do want that Alir for Byleth. Getting him those skills would be very nice. But yeah, anyway, a lot of the Engage designs, including the Alirs, are not super appealing to me, but their characters might make up for that. There are some really good Engage designs, but most of them I either don't care too much about or they're just kind of there. But that's okay. That makes it easier to just focus in on some favorites. Hopefully they don't end up 5-star locked and we can add them to our roster eventually. But from this banner, no one super exciting as a character themselves. So we're just here for that fodder. Come on, give us an Alir. Just one is fine. I just need one copy for our dear professor. No, that is a Paula. But yeah, I was not planning to spend. I just spent all those orbs on Cadet and Byleth, and we actually got a good number of orbs back fairly quickly. We were saving pretty well, and then this dropped. And what's sad is I still have some other skills I need to pick up. Oh, there's the attack speed ideal for bridge fodder on Alir. Yeah, I still need some skills for Winter Hilda before we can build her. I kind of want to go back to the Cadean banner and try for a second Nino for Cadean Byleth, because he still needs some fodder. I think I am going to give that first Nino to him because Speed Preempt and Times Pulse is more valuable for him than for regular Byleth, but he'd still like the attack speed as well. And who is this? Oh, an Iden. Okay, I didn't recognize her silhouette, which is actually kind of funny. I've pulled her a few times. Not a bad 4-star special. I still use my regular Iden sometimes. I should give her... Oh, I missed that blue orb there. Oops. I got excited about that and I missed that blue orb. At least this is a pretty good wheel to make up for it, but I should give my Iden a save skill at some point because I do use her fairly often. Not as good as the Ascended Iden, but still not bad by any means. Olivia, not super duper helpful. But I like the symmetry on this wheel. We got the red on one side, the blue on the other side. It's just like Alir. But again, I'm not wild about Alir's design. I don't know. I get why they did the red and blue. Like one of the trailers made the red and blue make more sense, but I think they could have just implemented it better. I think the red and blue being so messy on the design is just why it's so unappealing to me. I think they could have done something like a mostly red and then blue tip gradient, or mostly blue and then red tip gradient, similar to like Alphonse, where just the tips are the alternate color. And I think that would have looked a bit cleaner, in my opinion. I would have liked it a little more. But the Alir designs have grown on me a little bit from when they were first revealed, or even when they were first leaked. But yeah, I still just don't like them that much. They are not my favorite avatar designs. Alright, come on, give us an Alfred. I need that lance. Jagan, you do not help us. So yeah, sadly we are not back able to save. Oh my goodness, another Chloe. I don't need you. I need the other one. I need the other blue. That's not helpful. I forgot to even check her asset, but like, I don't need more copies of her. I need that Arcane Lance. We could have 2 Arcane Lances right now if we had had that go the other way. Very unfortunate. But yeah, after this, and then like anniversaries coming up, I really need to get back to saving, but it's just been really difficult. There's been a lot of stuff that I need for my characters lately, which makes things difficult. It's been very difficult to save. With that said, I don't regret going for Annette or Hilda or Byleth, because those are still my faves, but it has stretched me fairly thin. Come on, Alear. One Alear. Just one. No. That was about as far from being an Alear loaded up with helpful fodder and a good pref as you can really get. Ray, the anti-Alear. Reinhardt, not helpful. Yeah, like, these haven't been terrible summons, but they haven't been as good as I would have hoped. It really is just those Chloes just aren't as good as the rearmed hero on this banner. Oh, not Alear, but that is a Paula. Valentia Paula. And what did you have? I don't remember. I think she had R-Dual Flying. Yeah, R-Dual Flying for... Don't have anyone who needs that at the moment. And Attack Res Rain. Not bad fodder, and a Rally Attack Def. Yeah, not bad fodder, but no one that I have really needs her, which makes her kind of not nearly as good as if we had gotten Alear. Alright, come on. Come on. An Alfred. Show me an Alfred. Yeah, there we go. Alright, there's one Arcane Lance. Yeah, I'm not... Like, I really want the Near Trace on Seteth. Flow Near Trace seems super good for Seteth, especially. But I kind of think it's not as valuable on him because he has a pref, and like this weapon is much better than his pref if I want to play Gale Force with him. But I still like having the support utility on Seteth, so I'm not that desperate to replace his lance as I am my other units, who definitely need the upgrade more. But they can't use the Near Trace, which makes it a little tricky. Also, we saw that that image of Faye foddering him for the lance and then spur attack 1, 2, and 3, which was very funny. That was the wrong way to fodder him, but Faye, you are just a silly little owl. So I'm glad we at least got one. I really wish those other copies had been, those Chloes had been Alfreds, because then we'd have all 4 copies once you factor in the spark. But alas, just didn't quite have the right luck with that. Come on. Yeah, this is actually, in terms of 5 stars, this has been a very good summoning session. It's just most of what we got hasn't been as helpful as I was hoping. Yeah, who would be good with that Pegasus Flight 4? I was thinking maybe Camilla could use it, but like, is it better than like Flow Guard or even like QR4 on her? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. She might like the upgrade for her distant counter though. That's true. So maybe I'll fodder 1 to Garen for the distant counter upgrade and then 1 to Camilla for the Pegasus Flight and the distant counter. But again, I'm not sure if the Pegasus Flight is really worth on her. I certainly wouldn't have pulled specifically for that skill. It just doesn't impress me that much. I've got a Ban that is not an Aleer. Alright, come on, show me another Alfred. Nope. Tatiana. I did not recognize her for a minute. Alright, we are almost to that spark. Spent a lot of orbs. But it's okay, we'll get 5 orbs back for a promo for buying Engage. So I think we'll be fine, guys. Muriel. Again, I want the attack speed ideal 4 from Aleer, not attack speed ideal 3. Thank you. I have plenty of ways to bridge inherit that, so you're not super helpful right now. But yeah, I hope Engage ends up being good. The reviews that I've seen, like a bunch of reviews dropped today, and they were mostly like 8, 9, 10. There were a few lower ones, but it was mostly 8s, 9s, and 10s. So I have a little bit of hope. A little bit of hope. Erica, no. Now, if it was Emblem Erica, maybe, but this Erica is not super helpful. Tanith. Unfortunate. I really wanted that extra Aleer, but might have to wait on her. Try and get her when her banner reruns or something. And we end with an Effie as well. So we will just grab our extra Alfred. Again, that Aleer is very tempting because she has a lot of fodder for Byleth. But we could get her randomly just pulling reds at any time after the banner ends, so it is much more valuable to grab the guaranteed copy of the Arcane Lance for now. And there he is, Clown Dimitri, number 2. I am Alfred, Clown Prince of Fyrene. And another Celestial Stone that I still have not spent, but, oh, we actually, yeah, I think for whatever reason for this banner, they let you, spark twice, so I technically could keep going for another Aleer, but I'd really rather save. I'm really close to running out of orbs, and again, there's the Engage Cup coming up with some good fodder on it that I kind of would like to get, and then there's also the Kadane banner with Nino, and I do need at least one more for attack speed finish on Kadane Byleth. And then there might be stuff for anniversary, so really for now I think it is in our best interests to just wait. We already spent a good number of orbs, about 130 I think, and we got 2 copies of the Arcane Lance, so I think we can wait for a rerun on this. But anyway, thank you guys, as always, so much for watching, joining me for another summoning session, and best of luck to you guys on your summons, whether they be for this banner or any of the other current or upcoming banners. There are some really good ones on the way. And until next time, this is Hoodie Angel Brandon, signing out.